Hello everyone, this is Alex the Blue Man, and welcome back to another classic review. For today I'm going to be talking about Toy Story 3. I was 11 when this movie came out, and believe it or not, this is the first Pixar movie I've ever seen in the theater. Was I excited for this? Yeah, I was, because when I watched the first two movies, I wanted to see what 3 would be like and how these movies would end as a complete trilogy. With all that said, will I remember this movie for infinity and beyond? Let's figure it out. As with the previous videos, this will contain some spoilers, so don't watch this if you haven't seen the movie yet, though I can assume that most of you did see it. In the movie, Andy is now grown up and is going to college. The toys then accidentally get donated to a daycare and later must get out of there to say their final goodbyes to Andy. It's bigger and deeper of a story than that, Andy's toys having a big and deep connection to him since the original, and parting ways with him is saddening to see as much as parting ways with a friend. And it's what I love about this film the most compared to the previous films. These toys sticking together in the end and saying goodbye to their owner was quite a tearjerker. Animation-wise, the film looks beautiful to look at, and this is 11 years later since the second movie. Everything has a lot more sense in physical depth, texture, and movement, especially from the human characters. And what can you expect from Pixar at this point? Even in their most mediocrity, they still make their films amazing to watch. Another great thing that I also love in terms of the theme is the ending song, We Belong Together. Next to You've Got a Friend in Me, it's very memorable, very deep, and very catchy. In fact, it's still kind of stuck in my head. There is another story where the toys have to bust out the daycare, excuse me about the crack, from the hands of one named Lotso, and I will talk about him in a bit. But it goes from intense to pretty funny, and I can name a couple of chuckle-worthy moments, like when Mr. Potato Head turns into Mr. Tortilla Head, and then later Mr. Cucumber Head, and when Buzz gets switched to Spanish mode, and does overly exaggerated salsa moves. Though it was cringe, it was good cringe, so I laughed it off. For my favorite moments, the entire opening sequence, I call it the greatest callback ever. It was a great callback to the original film. It was even more so because this happened in Andy's imagination, just like the original film, and I loved it very much. It already put me into the entertainment after the logo sequence, and then this entire thing pulled me in even more. Another moment I like is... I can't think of any other parts because each moment I really enjoy that I can't name them because there's too much for them for me to count. Whether funny, suspenseful, or even heart-wrenching. For the characters, starting with Woody, he is still loyal to Andy but cares about his fellow toys. I think pretty much his only arc in this film is choosing either loyalty, being with Andy, or unity, being with the other toys. Buzz, Jessie, and the other toys I can't take a look at individually, but here they all get pessimistic on whether or not they be thrown in the garbage or tossed into the attic. And I can see why, because some people in real life can get pessimistic or even conflicted. It just makes me glad that they've changed their minds hours later when they see Andy actually caring about them, even Mr. Potato Head. And whatever peril they're into, like inside the caterpillar room, I care about them when they get hurt or even trapped. Especially for Buzz, when he got switched into demo mode, and I was like, someone please switch him back. And they did, but he turned to Spanish Buzz. But it was funny to watch even when he interacted with the other toys, especially Jessie. For the new characters, they were quite enjoyable enough to watch. For example, Barbie and Ken. They were pretty funny to watch, though cringy, it was still funny cringe. The toys in Bonnie's room are also a good addition, they're quite entertaining. And I always loved when that Totoro plushie appears on screen. There's quite a lot of new characters, but they're very minor, and never did I think it was to the point of quantity over quality. And then there's Lotso. He has to be the most evil Toy Story villain. He is cruel and power-mongering, more cruel than Stinky Pete from the second movie. His backstory was dark, but it was satisfying to see him tied in front of the garbage truck. He deserves that for all of the abuse he did to the other toys. To sum this all up, what made Toy Story 3 the best of the films to me is its sense of closure, especially in the ending, where Andy gets a tearful goodbye from the toys as they are left to start over at Bonnie's house. With that, the animation, the theme, the story itself is what I will always remember from this film all by themselves. So with all that said, I am going to give Toy Story 3 a 10 out of 10. With all the past Toy Story movies done, it is time for me to get past Toy Story 4. After that, with Spider-Man Far From Home nearing its release date, it is time for me to relive the past with the past Spider-Man movies. I will try to take my time during this month to get the reviews for those movies out of the way before I review Far From Home. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching. Don't forget to like this video, comment down your thoughts on this movie, and as usual, I hope you all have a great Blurfic day.